Hello guys, today is day 5 of the 2021 revision series. So we started with current affair June, July, August, September. Now today we'll do October 2020 and it will go on like this only, like November, December, January, up till around March we'll do because April and May is not very relevant for the exam which is going to happen in June. In case the exam is getting postponed, then April May becomes important. So that time I'll take it up. Okay, after March mostly we will do subject test series. Okay, NCRTs are there, international bodies are there, environment, science, economics, anything which is needed for UPSC is fully covered in our test series. And those who have a PDF already, this will be a extra revision for them. Okay, because you have been studying, especially my batch 1 students who joined last June. By this time you have almost completed 1 year of studies with YCIS. Okay, and I'm sure that if you have studied regularly, you would have almost done with entire thing of UPSC. Okay, including the people who joined mains test series, you have written that many answers. Okay, so we'll continue with this. Today's May 12. So the test series again, students keep asking like whether it is open. 2021 full test series is right now closed because we don't want students to simply buy all the subjects and then pile it up simply. Okay, because after the exam, then you will tell like nothing came in the exam. It is not like nothing came in the exam. It is that you did not get time to read all our test, and then that is why you will put the blame on the institution. So that is why if you want any subject wise, which is like you can like doable in the next 50 days, then you can get that packages. Otherwise, if the exam gets postponed, then we'll again reopen the pack 1. Okay, where you will get the entire test series, revision charts and snippet cards, lot of things which will be the entire syllabus. Okay, you need little time to study all that. You cannot do it in 50 days. That is why any subjects you are weak in, we have kept every subject open. Okay, so the first question for today: child wasting is the children who have low weight for their height. Child stunting is the children who have low height for their weight. Global Hunger Index was launched by FAO. Okay, United Nations body, FAO. So this, like you would have seen, Global Hunger Index, which is asked at least 2 times by UPSC, and there are many factual things. Very detailed questions have been asked by UPSC. I think in 2018 or 19. Okay, so this is like two indexes you can tell which is used. Okay, that was one of the question. Like what are the factors which is there while calculating Global Hunger Index? One was child wasting, child stunting, malnutrition, and one more is there. So this is the definition of that thing. Okay, so we are just going one step ahead of what UPSC have already asked, because that is what they will do in a year or two. Okay, 2021 or 22 or 23, they will surely ask the definition of these things. So you have to know this, whether it is 1 2 only, 2 3 only, 1 only, or 1 2 3. So here the answer is 1 only, because child wasting is correct. It is children who have low weight for their height. Okay, meaning the height is correct as per their age or whatever, but the weight will be very low, like skinny kind of children. So that is child wasting. While child stunting is not like just the opposite of that. It is for the low height for their age. If you see here, okay, meaning your particular this child is this much of age, but the height is short. Okay, that is no connection with weight here. So stunting and wasting are the two important things which is used for calculating Global Hunger Index. And then Global Hunger Index also, the people who releases this, okay, that also has been changing over the years. Usually when you study some report like a Global Innovation Report or any other climate index or something, the same body will be releasing it every year. But the Global Hunger Index, if you have studied a 2016 current affair, the person who released it is different. Okay, 2017 is different, 2018 is different. Every year, some person is stepping down or someone is joining. So you have to know this. Okay, so as per now latest, when we are making this video, the latest report has been prepared by international NGOs. Okay, one is this Well Hunger Life and one Concerned Worldwide. So that is not very important bodies, but you have to know that now these UN bodies or any other institutes are not involved in it. Okay, the latest one is prepared by these international NGOs. So that is why 3 is also wrong. And here the report statistics is there, the current affair link is there, which is taken from Down to Earth magazine. Okay, students, one thing, environment, when you study, the theory is important, which you study from Shankar IAS or any textbooks, whichever it is. But Down to Earth magazine gives you a lot of current affair oriented things from which questions are actually coming. Okay, so if you ask me like what extra magazine you have to read, okay, instead of Yojana, Kurukshetra and all, you should better read Down to Earth. Okay, it will help you in your mains also, because I don't recommend students to read that Yojana and Kurukshetra. It is simply wasting your time. Okay. Second question, a science current affair. Which of the following are true about trans fats? Okay, you would have heard this all the time. So they are formed when the liquid oils are turned into solid fats. India aims to become the world's first country to ban trans fats by 2022. So one is a static thing and one is a dynamic thing. Okay, the statements. So whether it's both 1 and 2, 2 only, 1 only, or neither 1 nor 2. So here the first statement is correct. It's the definition of like how it is formed. Okay, they are formed when the liquid oils are turned into solid fats. And I think it's called hydrogenation also. It's written here, process called hydrogenation. So this is actually increasing your cholesterol level and heart diseases. These kind of things will increase if lot of trans fat oriented food items are eaten. Okay, so that is true. But the second statement, India aims to become the world's first to ban. There is a slight mistake in this. Okay, India is actually aiming to ban it, okay, by 2022, but India is not the world's first. Okay, long back, I think in 2003, yeah, 2003, Denmark has already done this. Okay, Denmark already became the first country to ban trans food. So India is actually committed to this target, but India is not the first country in the world to achieve this target. Okay, so this is the question. So that was in news, that is why this is asked. Now a scheme, which of the following are true about Ayushman Sahakar scheme? It was launched by Ministry of Ayush. It is formulated by National Ayurveda Board. The scheme is aligned with that of National Health Policy 2017. Okay, so this policies of government and the schemes of government is every year asked. Okay, every year, and whenever questions are set, only 3-4 points are picked up. One is the ministry, one is the implementing agency, one is the fund allocated for it, and whether it is in alignment with any already existing policy, whether India is doing it for the first time. Then okay, I think only these much 4-5 factors are there, which every year UPSC has. So whenever you study a scheme, okay, make a table of every scheme, like left side, and then put the factors, like which is the ministry, which is the implementing agency, or how long it will go. Like it's like a 5-year scheme, it's a 6-year scheme, or whether it is under any particular other scheme, okay, an umbrella scheme. So that kind of thing, and whether it is like funded entirely by the government, or it will be like entirely by the central government, or center and state are sharing. So this kind of 6 to 7 points about every scheme, if you study, any question which UPSC asks, you can answer. Okay, so here you have to check whether this is right, this is right, this is right. So the answer for this is 3 only. Okay, the ministry is Ministry of Ayush, maybe, sorry, it's Ministry of Agriculture. Okay, Union Agriculture Ministry, because here we have given Ministry of Ayush purposely. That is wrong. Okay, Union Agriculture Minister recently launched this, and the scheme has been launched to assess the cooperatives in the country. Okay, and here if you see the formulation, it is by National Cooperative Development Corporation, and I think this body is also under Ministry of Agriculture. Okay, so the first 2 statements, the launch and the formulation, both are wrong. Okay, and here it's given launch of 10,000 crore. This kind of numbers also UPSC asks, so you have to by heart. Okay, whatever is given, the 6 to 8 points which we give in our materials, it has to be studied. Okay, and here the scheme is aligned with that of National Health Policy 2017. So that is a true statement. So this also becomes important for you. National Health Policy 2017, you have to go and see the provisions. Okay, because UPSC have asked already this maternity bill and scheduled tribe bill, any act or bill which is in the news, that will be asked with provisions. Okay, so here it's, if you see this National Development Cooperative, National Cooperative Development, okay, NCDC it will be. It is a statutory body because it's under an act, and it operates under the Ministry of Agriculture. Okay, the funding and all comes through the allocation of Government of India, international assistance, and market borrowing. Okay, so because that kind of statements will come, like this is fully funded by the government, it is a self-sustaining body, it does not accept any donation. That kind of statements come for everybody. Okay, so this is the question. Now next one, which of the following are true? Okay, it's a polity question. So Competition Commission of India, which you had already heard, Competition Commission of India is a statutory body, meaning it is under an act through the parliament. Then National Company Law Appellate Tribunal replaced the Competition Appellate Tribunal. Okay, so something like that was there and it is replaced, whether it is true or false. So 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. So here if you see, both are correct. It is a statutory body because it was established under Competition Act 2002, and the main objectives are given here. And if you see this Competition Appellate Tribunal, okay, was established under the act, but in 2017 the government of India replaced this compact with the new National Company Law Appellate Tribunal. Okay, and you know, against Google there are a lot of things going on. Like 2 years back it was about Facebook, which was in the news, like data privacy and data is being breached. So like that things keeps coming in the news. So in Indian context also you have to see whether India is also giving any case against it, whether it is like obstructing competition. Okay, such things you have to see. So if you see here, according to department, Google is illegally using its dominant position in the internet market to advertise deals. Okay, you know, Google is like almost controlling entire thing in the world now, if you see in the internet. So Google's product is Android. So when somebody is searching for a smartphone, always the Android things will list first. Okay, so there has been a case against them, like they are purposely promoting their products or giving preference to their products compared to other one. So like that, so many people are giving case. So this antitrust law refers to competition law. This antitrust law and all will be in, like question, like it is referred in news related to what. So it will be the Google case, or question will be something like that. Okay, social media, something will be there. So there are 3 major antitrust challenges for Google in India. Okay, this free applications in Google Play app. The 2018 some fine was there. 2019 things were there. These are not very important for your prelims. Okay, but this is the overall scenario and why this question is asked. That scenario you should understand. Okay. So last question for today: which of the following are true about stillbirth? Okay, you would have heard this term. A stillbirth means a baby born with no signs of life at 28 weeks of pregnancy. So it's a hardcore static thing which you have to know. Then a neglected tragedy, the global burden of stillbirth, is a recent report released by the organization Red Cross. Okay, so a report was in news. That is why this question is formed. Okay, so you should know what is stillbirth and whether this report is released by Red Cross. Two only, one only, neither one nor two, both one and two. So here the first statement is true, that is the definition, but this report is not by NGO like Red Cross, it is by the world like popular bodies like UNICEF is there, WHO, World Bank, and United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs. So this is like a very important report because it's coming from this world level bodies. Okay, so you have to know, and this definition is also given, and the stillbirth related facts also given here. Okay, so it's again picked up from Down to Earth. So we generally refer to a lot of articles in Down to Earth. That is why we give the link also, because when you read that link you will understand how much important it is. Okay, so this is the question for today. And test series again, whatever we are discussing is in pack 12. Okay, so in case you feel like, because my students will be having this PDF and 100 MCQs they are practicing, you will get only this 5 MCQs through this video. So if you need to practice the remaining 95 also with this fact and articles, you have to go for pack 12. Okay, unfortunately we cannot open pack 1 now. We don't want you to pile it up as we told, but please see to that any subject you are weak in, come and get it. Okay, don't wait for more days, because only now 40 something days are there, 46 47 days are there. Okay, so I'll come with the next video soon. Thank you and have a nice day.